Oh my gosh, this is amazing, and I just want to say you are listening to Wrestling with Savage, the best podcast in the history of podcasts. Max Caster, your future AEW champion. Fucking man. Yeah.
Pedigree, 1, 2, 3, project you live as a champ. A last ride straight to hell, a tombstone, a choke slam. Here to give it to you raw. This is Wrestling with Savage, smackdown. Hold the title, this is Wrestling with Savage. What?
Wrestling with Savage begins now.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Wrestling with Savage, and tonight it is the Tuesday Night War, NXT versus AEW. On a Tuesday night, we're going to get a lot of professional wrestling, and before we talk about all that professional wrestling that went down tonight, make sure tonight you visit shopaew.com. If you like any of our merchandise, any of our t-shirts, we're rocking the MGF. You see Gilch over there, he's got the scarf, he's got the mid shirt. Jay, what do you got over there, man? And you? Okay, and you know it. Wow, I see we are full MJF marking out tonight. That's a nice shirt, Jay. I haven't seen that one yet. Very nice, very nice. How's everybody doing tonight on a Tuesday night? We rarely see Gilch on a Tuesday night, but he's here. And tell us why you're here, Gilch.
Because it's Tuesday night, and you know what that means.
It's time for professional wrestling. It's going to be AEW versus NXT. AEW was live coming to you from Cincinnati tonight, Ohio. Title Tuesday. Anything in specific you guys were excited about tonight, Jay?
No.
Okay. NXT as well. Anything that you weren't hyped about anything about NXT?
Oh, don't even get me started there. I could go through the whole list and we could have a 3-hour show right here.
No, we don't need a 3-hour show, but what you need to do is if you like any shirts from WWE that you see in the screenshots tonight, make sure you visit www.shop.com. Check them out as well. If you missed our show last night, me and Jay covered a pretty decent Monday Night Raw. We had some decent action in the ring. We weren't happy about the return of Elias. Gilch, did you manage to catch that? Because I wanted to get your thoughts on that whole situation and how they handled his return, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I watched it.
What'd you think? I wasn't happy about it. I don't know if you watched the show, but me and Jay both were pretty disappointed.
No, I agree.
What a waste, right? I thought that was a waste of a return. But, whatever. Let's move on to Tuesday night. AEW starting off strong. You see the intro coming in hot. It's going to be a Tuesday night Dynamite live from Cincinnati. Your main event is going to be Jon Moxley versus Hangman Adam Page. I was pretty hyped about this. We get a nice little video package of the Ring of Honor Championship. Later on in the show, you're going to see all the different Ring of Honor champions. They even showed Seth Rollins, which I thought was fucking cool. You know what I'm saying? Seth Rollins on AEW, I'll take it. Later tonight, you're also going to see Chris Jericho versus Dalton Castle. And the more I learn about this Dalton Castle guy, the more I'm liking him. And he seems like he's really coming into tune with his character, his gimmick. And you could see here was the culmination of his entire career living up to his debut here in AEW, which actually wasn't a bad debut. He had a great entrance. We'll get into all that later tonight when that match comes up, but I liked it. The opening match of AEW is going to be Best Friends versus Death Triangle. Death Triangle was in control early. Chuck Taylor super botched the double team power bomb, and Trent Beretta looked visibly frustrated from this trash bag of a tag team partner. I feel like I've seen this match before, and honestly, I'm already getting sick of the trio title storyline wise. Jay, did you catch this? Were you even hyped about this at all, Gilch? Who wants to go first on this?
Well, I'll say is this. I am not hyped. How dare you, Tony Khan? How dare you put your show against my number one show, NXT? How dare you, sir? Well, let's just talk into this match right now. I'm not going to lie to you, Savage. I thought it was pretty sloppy. I could start off with the first thing with that crucified slam by Barrera, and he kind of lost the grip of Ray. So it didn't really come out clean. It just looked sloppy right there. I didn't like the drop kick sequence I know you know what you are talking about. Everybody had a kick, and then everybody just decided to do the drop kick. I didn't like it. I would have been fine just with the drop kick. I don't know why we needed that extra. Whatever. I just felt like it was just sloppy all around. I mean, the penta with the pile driver sequence, okay, that's okay. But what did we really see? I didn't really see nothing clean. Even Ray's cutters weren't that clean. The hip tosses weren't that clean. It was just a mess to me. And what I'm not understanding is the storyline with Pac and the Hammer. I know we've seen it in a few episodes before, but where is this leading? Are we going to break up the group? What's going on here? So, I don't know. I'm going to give it a 2 because I'm just fair, because I know all these guys just put their asses out doing all these type of crazy shit. But overall, it's just sloppy.
Gil, how about you? Did you like the opening match, or did you skip it?
No, I watched it. I gotta agree with Jay. It just wasn't that good. Like the aggravating thing about it is I went into it with expectations, and I think I should just stop doing that for every match I watch because I can't be disappointed.
Yeah.
I mean, this with the guys in this. Let's face it. Trent Barrett is a solid performer.
Yeah.
Orange Cassidy, as much as we give him slack for, is a solid performer.
Yeah. Chuck Taylor sucks.
Chuck.
Let's be honest, he sucks.
I just think he gained weight. I think he just
Dude,
gained too much
he
weight.
doesn't have the
He was
ring
never
time.
like
You
that.
can see he
He
doesn't
never
have
like
the ring time on TV. And,
He
to
gained
just
weight.
come out
He just gained weight.
randomly and try to have a match against 3 of the best in the world. Like, he's not
But
just
Barrett-
going against Joe fucking Schmo. Ray Phoenix, Penta, Pac, they can go. And they can go on any fucking night of the year. So you throw a guy like Chuck Taylor, who's literally just like a fucking, catering guy, who just sits back at catering and eats all the fucking free food, enjoys all the TV time, but when it comes time to cut a fucking match in the ring, and we saw it tonight, I don't know if you saw it, I saw the look on Trent Beretta's face of pure disgust. Like, dude, come on, man. We finally on fucking TV, and you're making me look like fucking shit. What kind of powerbomb was that, bro? The way he handed him to him, I could see the look on Trent's face. Like, he wanted to get up and slap Chuck Taylor in the fucking mouth.
You know what sucks is Chuck Taylor is a journeyman of journeymen. He's been in literally every fucking promotion on earth. And for the most part, you put him in the ring against decent performers, he's not gonna embarrass you. He's not gonna normally have big botches. But you try and put this guy in a match like what you said against guys like Beretta and Orange who can fly around, and against Death Triangle, which I mean, you can't put him in matches with athletes of his caliber without him.
I agree. He's just not there. He's not with them. Trent is on another level. Orange is on another level. And this guy's down here in AEW Dark still. All right? Let's be honest. And besides that, there should never be a match in wrestling, in AEW, where the entrance of the team is absolutely better than the entirety of the match. Death Triangle's entrance is fucking money. The way they use the 2 tunnels and this and the smoke and they're coming out, the pyro, the fire, and they have the look. I mean, they look like pro wrestlers. It just looks sick. But when the entrance is better than the match, we have a fucking problem, man. But let's get on over to NXT for a moment. NXT tonight, the opening match was going to be Rhea Ripley versus Roxanne Perez. And I was kind of surprised that this was the opening match. But just looking at Rhea Ripley in the ring tonight and knowing that Raquel Rodriguez is going to be in the main event later in the night, I'm telling you 100%, maybe not this year, maybe not next year, but you are going to see a WrestleMania main event between Rhea Ripley and Raquel Rodriguez. It's going there. It's going there. It's 2 stars that are destined to fucking meet. And I'll give you this, Jay. Cora Jade's definitely on the trails of greatness. She's there, man. And I saw it again tonight. And everything I've been saying to you for the past 6 months on NXT, it's coming to fruition. Everything. Cora Jade will become a WWE superstar. She will make a lot of money. She will win championships and sell merch. Roxanne Perez will not. Roxanne Perez will not. You saw it again in this match. She couldn't hang with Rhea Ripley. Not spot for spot. That fucking little dive she did off the middle ropes, complete fucking shit. She botched a couple other things up. You could see the clear difference in caliber of athleticism and pure talent between Rhea Ripley and Roxanne Perez. And later in the night, I didn't see the difference between Raquel and Cora. They both looked like they were on the same playing field. You could see it clear as day in this match. You know you fucking saw it. And I pray that your fandom and your markism will not allow your brain to be manipulated into thinking Roxanne Perez is going on for greatness. What'd you see in this match? And Gilch, real quick before Jay gets into that, did you watch NXT at all, or are you all AEW?
I didn't watch it because I didn't want to. Just couldn't find the time tonight. You know?
Understood. No problem. You don't got 2 monitors, 3 monitors?
Television-wise, no. You're right. I probably could hook it up on my TV. I have 4. So
man.
My work.
I think we're going to have to hook you up with a couple of things over here to figure it out. But Jay, what did you see, man? Go for it. Give me your breakdown of this match.
How dare you, sir? How dare you, sir? Disrespect me, disrespect Cora Jade, Roxanne Perez, NXT. You are saying you're a firm believer for the last 6 months. You are blind. You are lying to the fans. You are lying to me. You were never a believer in Cora Jade when she was a babyface, and you know it. And I'll give you credit. You don't believe in Roxanne Perez since day one. I have told you, this person has beat 19 other women for the first ever inaugural Ring of Honor World Championship, and you still take that as a joke. You laughing right now, laughing it away. Go ahead, laugh it up.
But Jay,
true, and it is a fact. Go ahead.
But Jay, when I first met Savage, I didn't know you. I first met Savage. He goes, "Hey, I'm Savage, wrestling with Savage. Do you know that Cora Jade and Roxanne Perez are the pillars of NXT?" And I was like, "No, Savage, I didn't know that."
They're the pillars. They are the faces, and tonight just proved it why. It had to start with a banger because, unfortunately, we got this other competitor on the other side and on the other channel trying to compete with us, all right? But we had to start off strong. We started with Rhea Ripley, which everybody knows what she could bring to the table. And we got Roxanne Perez, who was let's face it, I sent you guys the article this past weekend, future rising star. Everybody was impressed with her match at the main debut. So let's give her what credit's due. But I'm not going to give her credit on that shitty head scissor that I spoke to you the other day about. I spoke to you this yesterday on SmackDown. Now I'm talking to you about it today. She seems to do this roll-up backwards head scissor that just looks really, really fucking bad. And it didn't even grab Rhea's head. It just looked awful. And this is live TV, folks, and this is just bad. I told you she needs to stop that shit. She keeps doing it. But overall, Ripley looks strong, planting forearm shots. Perez had a couple head scissors here and there. Tried to go for the rock pops at one point, didn't work. You know what's going to happen with Judgment Day. Just like every match, it's going to be interference. This was well expected. But Savage, you're seeing it in a different view. I'm seeing it as Roxanne Perez has to play victim. And let's give it what credit's due. She sold the shit out of every move on Rhea Ripley tonight. And it looked good, especially when Ripley was working on the back of her neck. I
won't take that away from her. She's good at getting her ass kicked. She's great at it.
And
she's really good.
I'm gonna blow you out the water.
We're gonna blow me, Jesus fucking Christ, Gil. This show's getting perverted.
Hear this. When Roxanne Perez came out, there was a pop. It was a big pop. And this just tells you this woman is future champion.
That was a big pop in the same fucking arena that she's been in for fucking years with the same 400 scumbags that go there every fucking week. You put her in 50 different arenas in 50 different dates. We'll see what her pops are going to be. We'll find out. Because there's a harsh reality when that NXT superstar fucking hits the SmackDown arenas, the Raw arenas, or the Dubai arenas. There's a big difference, man. And that's when we see who's really, here to stay. But real quick, I want to touch on the match between, of course, Best Friends and fucking Death Triangle. Right here, when I saw Pac with the hammer, I at that point, and then Ray comes in to break it up, I really thought, I was like, Best Friends are going to win this fucking match right now. This idiots are going to get into a fight, blah, blah, blah. Because Pac looked like he was ready to go. He looked like he was ready to slap fucking Ray Phoenix. For daring to even touch him while he wanted to hit somebody with his goddamn hammer. The bastard. He is a bastard, and he's going to turn on them. I don't know when, but I'm gonna assume it's Full Gear. I'm assuming that turn is coming. Because I think it's time for him to go after the world title. And it'd probably be a nice program between him and MJF. I don't know. Imagine MJF loses this match. We'll find out. Well, I don't want to spoil it for anybody, but here's some more screenshots of what was going down. A lot of botches between fucking Chuck Taylor and the whole fucking ring, including the referee. His footwork was terrible. His placement was bad. But Rhea Ripley came off looking fantastic. Big fucking win for Ripley on NXT. Of course, they were chanting welcome back. They love Rhea Ripley. And now we're going to get a video package of Mox versus Hagman Adam Page. You're also going to get an interview with Jamie Hayter and Britt Baker. What'd you think of the interview? Anybody? Britt Baker basically saying one of us will be the AEW. Her and Jamie Hayter. One of them are going to become the AEW Women's World Champion soon. And your time is over. DMD out.
You know what's funny? Every interview for AEW now starts with, how can I put this into words? Legitimacy. All right, because Renee sounds good. Her facial expressions are great to the reactions. That's a great signing for them, because I love Tony Schiavone, but it's Tony or whoever else they try and do interviews in the back. It's in. But any interview that starts now with Renee, I get into. So
yeah, no, it was good shit. But like I said, there was chance of Rhea's gonna kill you. And then Judgment Day was there the whole time. They made their way to the ring. They came back out with Ripley to celebrate. Rhea Ripley was in complete control. She picks up the win over Roxanne Perez. Death Triangle picks up the win over Best Friends. Roxanne barely got any offense off, but Ripley does get the win in what was a strong showing for Ripley. Then we're going to get a video package with the OC and Cameron Grimes. Cameron Grimes giving the OC all that paper. They're smelling the cash. Gilch, if you missed it, it was funny, actually. They're like, they're looking for money, because that's all. The only reason they're there. They're there for all the money, man. We get the Team Sweet sign, and they all want to go to the moon. This was good, sweet, short. I liked it. It did what it meant to do. They're going to have a tag team match in a little bit versus the Schism. Now we're going to stay NXT for a moment here, because Stax is coming out with a mystery opponent. With the Don of NXT, Tony D'Angelo has a mystery opponent for Stax. And this was by far my favorite part of the NXT show, without a doubt. All right. D'Angelo has a mic and says, "How's everybody doing? Tonight's a big night. Stax and I can tell by the look in your eyes that you're ready to go strong and help me into the ring. Help me out. Before I introduce your opponent, remember this match is about respect, and you're going to find out who the mystery opponent is in just a little bit. First, let's get back to maybe some AEW. Let's see what the screenshots say. Yeah, there's that picture of the Britt Baker interview. Now we're going to have a match. Tony Storm and Hikaru Shida. My notes for this match are very fucking short. Very short and sweet. And then we'll go, I guess, Gilch, you go first. Let me know what you thought of this match. Did you even rate it? Britt Baker comes out after Tony Storm. She, Tony Storm wins the match. Britt Baker comes out after with a Steelers jersey on, disrespecting. They attack Tony. They attack Shida. From what I saw, Saraya comes out to make the save. Then Riho comes down, clears out Rebel and Hayter, from what I saw. The win, I'm assuming, I really missed the win, because my mind was at NXT at this point. I'm sorry, which we'll get back into. So I'm hoping you saw this match.
One show. I'm a one show.
I got like 4 or 5 lines of notes, which are about 4 or 5 lines too many. But I'll just put this out there. I don't even know where to begin. There was that little forearm exchange they had, towards the mid-beginning of the match, trying to get the fans into it a little bit. Okay. And anytime you do the exchange back and forth, you'll get the fans a little bit. Oh, hey, oh. So we got a little bit of that. They tried their hardest. Tony Storm, man, nothing is smooth. Nothing that she does is smooth. Everything's janky. Like, there's like a stutter step to everything. Like, whoever is in the back right there telling Tony Khan, yes, this is the girl we want to rep our AEW women's division, is on another planet. I mean, where's Ruby Soho? I don't even love Ruby, but I'd rather have her fucking hold the belt than Tony Storm. I mean,
she had a broken nose.
Did she break it? Is that what it was? She did break the nose?
Wow.
Yeah, I mean,
that sucks.
I've already, like I said, I've already at this point spoken.
Would you even rate this match?
No,
this was for the championship, right? This was a fucking world championship match.
I didn't think Sheeta was bad. I just think that she was brought down by trying to work with Tony, and I thought Sheeta actually was halfway decent in this match. But
I thought Sheeta got off some decent offense from what I saw, because I was watching the match, but I wasn't fully. The way I had it is my TV up here had AEW, right, with the speakers coming out the speakers, and then my computer had NXT. So during that match, I had the headphones on. I could barely hear what the fuck was going on here because my mind was here, which you'll find out why when we hear about that mystery opponent. But the match was, like you said, yeah, Tony's, she's just not it right now. Friday Night SmackDown, you're going to get Logan Paul, Roman Reigns, Bloodline, probably more Bray Wyatt, they're letting us know. And unfortunately, you're going to get some Damage Control. I wish we didn't have to see that. Now we're going to move on to the interview with Grayson Waller. Waller says he already beat Apollo Crews and blinded him with my star power. Great line by Waller, NXT, superstar, up-and-coming star. He's the only one here with the guts and the talent, and this Saturday, all of a sudden he gets interrupted by... Who do you think he gets interrupted by? Who do you think he gets interrupted by? None other than Chucky, man. Chucky making his NXT debut. You know who Chucky is. The horror figure. Chucky. You don't remember Chucky, the movie, Child's Play?
Oh, no, I do, of course. But
okay.
I can already tell why Jay's starting to shit on this. If I hear Chucky's in the fucking...
Chucky says your match is going to be decided by the wheel, and it's going to be your friend to the end. And I thought it was actually good. I liked it. Grayson Waller is getting to work with an actual big... celebrity, and Chucky is a celebrity. He's an icon. He's a horror icon. So this is big signs for Grayson Waller that, they picked him to go with this. Obviously, USA approached Shawn Michaels, probably, whoever's running things, and said, hey, we want you guys to do a plug for our new show, Chucky. Who should we use, right? Because then they're going to pick. They want the plug. They probably, or maybe even they went to them and said, hey, we're Grayson Waller fans. We want Grayson Waller to do this. I just thought it was okay. It wasn't that bad. It's cheesy, but it's a good cheesy. And I'm interested to see what match he's going to get against Apollo Crews. The wheel has a lot of crazy matches on it. There's a buried alive match, a coffin match, a fucking, I think a barbed wire match. There's all kinds of crazy shit on that wheel. So I'm curious to see what match they're going to get. And now we're going to find out who the mystery opponent is. You know who it is? It's none other than the king of NXT. He's returned to NXT. The king of strong style, Shinsuke Nakamura. We haven't seen him on TV in a minute, so I was so hyped. He came out with like a yellow fucking suit on, had like a Bruce Lee vibe to it, and they had a sick fucking match. To me, this was maybe the match of the night for all of professional wrestling. This was the best match of the night. It had everything you'd want in a match. Action, Shinsuke sold for him. It looked like Stacks was about to fucking beat him. Shinsuke, of course, is the man. Lands the fucking beautiful facebuster. Suplex, sick knees to the midsections. Hard Nakamura chance. It was a sick match with good chemistry, and Shinsuke Nakamura lands the beautiful King Sasha, gets the 1, 2, 3, and even Tony D'Angelo has to tell Stacks, I'm proud of you. You made me proud. You showed me guts I did not know you have. So, Shinsuke comes back. We got a sick surprise return. Stacks still goes over even though he loses because he looked good in the ring against a legitimate stud. A Royal Rumble winner, and in my opinion, a future WWE champion. I'm going to throw this out right there. We have three WWE champions you're going to see in the future. Shinsuke Nakamura, Sami Zayn, and Baron Corbin. Jay, what'd you see in this match? Because I know Gilch didn't see it. So I gave this match a 4.5. I loved it.
I'm going to throw up by your rating and this analysis of this match.
This is a great match.
How dare you say this guy threw a great match?
What a hater.
How dare you say
he's such a hater.
Even did any wrestling. There was no wrestling moves by Stacks, period, in this match.
Sure there wasn't.
That's a fact.
There doesn't always have to be wrestling moves to have a good match. They had a good match. They told a good story. The best matches aren't always choreographed. Sometimes they're the scrappy, down and dirty, struggle. There's always a battle. Go look up classic matches from back in the day, man.
But it is my turn, sir. And this time, this match was pure shit. Do I not need to remind you the botch with the shitty back kick followed by the sliding German that he never grabbed a hold of sacks. He just decided to slide. You're supposed to grab the fucking dude and drop him. Stacks had to drop on himself. You're gonna tell me this is a 4.5 worthy of a match? And oh my God, Nakamura's back. He needs to stay where he just started tonight, and that's NXT. He needs to go back to the basics. I'm not impressed. Hell, even my wife wasn't impressed when she saw him come out. She said, oh my God, I remember. He's so old looking. And that's exactly quoted by her, and I'm going to give this a 1.5.
Nah, you're just a hater. Even when I like something on NXT, you fucking hate on it. But I thought it was a great match.
My wife.
Good story. Like, your wife can come on this show and share her opinion if she would like.
6 years ago,
she's not on the show.
You're right.
You are.
You're right. 6 years ago, he was good. Yeah, he was good.
Nah, he's still good, man. He's Shinsuke Nakamura, man. Don't hate on the Shinsuke Nakamura. But anyway, let's continue, man. There's just some highlights of the match. Here's more highlights of Saraya beating the shit out of Britt Baker. Gilch, what did you think about that? Like, honestly, Saraya and the little moment she had with Britt Baker. Is this an indication that she can actually perform at a high level?
I think so. I mean, she went in with, like, not a spear, but like a dive into her, and she was on the floor. If she's not clear to wrestle, I think that she did a little bit too much tonight, so that's why I'm going to assume that she is.
The Riho was kind of like crickets. Nobody really gave a shit that Riho came down. I didn't hear a reaction at all, to be honest. I mean,
Riho's like, she's like 35 pounds soaking wet. So, I mean, I'll give you guys a quick...
she put on some decent matches, like, in the first year, I think, right? We haven't seen her in a while.
Yeah, just a quick laugh. I forgot what dynamite it was. I was sitting like row 2 or row 3 ringside, and Britt like suplexed her, like a hard suplex. And the guy got up behind me and jumped up and said, "Britt, leave her alone. She's just a child."
That's nice. Poor Britt. Now we're going to get an interview back on NXT now. Axiom and Nathan Frazier both exchanging stories about their match. Matches. Von Wagner would interrupt this. He would call Nathan Frazier a soccer boy and says, no one's going to stop me at Halloween Havoc. And you know what? I agree with Von Wagner. He probably will win at Halloween Havoc. But we're going to wait and see. Here's another picture of Soho or Seho. I don't know. I don't really know her name. I don't care anymore. Her and Tony Storm. Tony Storm looks like she's about to cry. Just get them out of the fucking ring. Here's a woman I can respect in pro wrestling. Maria Kanellis and the Kingdom. Get a nice little video package about them. I liked it. I like the Kingdom.
I'm disappointed.
They're going to take on Wardlow
right now. I'm disappointed because Matt Taven should have been WWE banned. So I'm disappointed at all this.
I could see that.
I don't necessarily think that door is closed just because he popped up on Dynamite. To be honest with you,
they're running a storyline. It's a storyline.
We'll see.
Well, they are working with Wardlow, but they're going to lose to Wardlow. There's no way they're going to beat. So this is just like a squash booking. Anything getting booked against Wardlow and Samoa Joe, we assume automatically it's an L. So
and you assume if it's one of those guys from Impact or Ring of Honor, they're not on the contract.
Yeah, because it's not believable. Look at if you trade places, right? Like you take one of the guys from Kingdom, and then Joe is on the Kingdom, and then Wardlow's were one of these guys. That match is more believable. But Wardlow and Joe together, it's like, two nukes attacking a guy with a slingshot.
Or two disaster wrestlers that can't wrestle him.
Well, I think it's a bad pairing and it's a money grab by Tony Khan, but he's already shown us he's a fan of the money grab.
One can't wrestle and the other is injury prone. We put them together, we make a shirt wardrobe, we make millions.
I like this interview because we actually got some decent TV time for FTR finally. FTR goes on in a nice speech. They say they want to hold all the tag team championships. It's our ultimate goal. Well, we have to add the AEW tag team championships back to our resume again. Swerve and Keith Lee come out. They were interrupting them, saying, I know you're not talking about these titles. Talking some shit, basically, saying they deserve to be the number one contenders. Keith Lee actually apologized for Swerve because he talks too much. But he actually agreed with him and says we deserve a shot. And now we're going to get FTR versus Swerve in Our Glory for the number one contender spot. I don't know how I feel about that. I kind of was worried about this. Because if you bring FTR in, how are they going to lose to anybody? So, Gilch, I'm going to go to you first because you're, the AEW guy tonight. What do you think?
I don't know. I don't know. Like, there's just a lot of shit going off in different directions right now in AEW. Some of it makes sense. A lot of it doesn't make sense. I'm hoping that some of it are just like one-offs that, I don't know. Like, I kind of had a loss of words after tonight. There's just a lot of shit, like, all over the place.
I'm assuming if I had to guess, I would guess that this is to break up Swerve and Our Glory, right? FTR will beat them. They'll be the number one contenders. Keith and Swerve break up.
And they feud? Like, is anyone excited to see Keith Lee versus Swerve
No,
10 times in the next 2 months?
Maybe they just go their own ways. But, yeah, you're probably right. Knowing Tony's booking, he'll probably put them in a match together away.
If they split up, I think I know Keith Lee's first guy. You got to get him in a program with.
Oh,
Wardlow.
Yeah, I'd like that. But do you want him going over on Wardlow, or you want him losing to Wardlow?
I don't know.
Because that's like a crossroad kind of match. Either Wardlow's gonna keep going up, or we're gonna put a pause on that. Yeah. If he beats Keith Lee,
the problem is they backed themselves into such a corner with Wardlow and Jake.
Yeah.
That whoever beats them, it's got to be like such a fucking tremendous thing.
They got to make it a big deal. If you don't make it a big deal, what's the point?
You could have let Keith Lee beat him, and then he beats him back. You could have had a nice back and forth program then, but you can't take the title.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. But my concern with this whole FTR thing is that FTR is going to win, and then maybe they're just going to take the titles away from the Acclaimed right away. I don't like that. I'm not a fan of that. And unfortunately...
Is it my turn?
Sure.
Are we done with these crazy theories right now?
Can I just
say, first of all, let's get what everybody's what's thinking. This is bad booking. Period. Let me get to my point. Fact. FTR never earned a number one contendership. Period. There was no match. It was just a straight up loss to the Bucks. C'est la vie, because we all know their beef, and that's probably why they haven't even got their run. I don't like the fact they input that in this promo. It's not. You know why? It leads to predictability. And that means that Swerve in Our Glory, no matter how horrible Keith Lee was speaking tonight, let's face it, his promo fucking sucks. These guys will win. Because I have told you, you cannot have a tag team, which you guys are about to see live this weekend. You cannot have a tag team as hot as they are with fire, like NBA Jam type of fireball shit, facing another tag team who is already on the rise that are the champions. You can't do it. So of course you're going to have Swerve. I just don't like the fact that they're stomping on FTR, and FTR will take this loss. That's what's bothering me throughout the whole thing. This is why I tell you this is bad booking. Period.
I'll tell you what, I wouldn't be surprised if FTR just does a clean sweep, though. And in one swoop gets rid of...
Why put them through this stupidity? We all know what they're capable
because
of.
then you could have the Acclaimed.
You can't have another tag.
No, you have the Acclaimed work their way back and then rip it off FTR.
Why stomp on FTR? Why put this storyline? Oh yeah, we're number one contenders. We just haven't claimed it yet. What are you talking about? No, you're not. You lost to the Bucks. We all saw it live, and that was it.
Yeah, but they never got a rematch.
Yeah, rematch. What rematch? We all know they got beef. There's no rematch.
I saw the contract. There was a rematch clause in the contract.
Gilch right now will back me up. Gilch is a super kick party motherfucker. He's going to back me up now.
He doesn't even remember the Young Bucks. He hasn't seen them in so long. Who?
And Nick Jackson, do they like FTR?
I don't think, no. From everything I hear, no.
They don't like anybody. Like, what are you talking about?
Exactly. So this storyline was just stupidity, and I don't think you should stomp over FTR, who are on fire, and make them take a loss to Swerve and Our Glory, which their promos fucking suck. Whose house is it? It's Swerve's house. Oh, Keith Lee. Certainly, I will look forward to the match. What the fuck are you talking like that? You're talking like an English teacher. What the fuck are you doing? This is horrible. How are you going to use these horrible tag teams stopping over a tag team that you are going to see live this weekend?
Well, we don't know.
Feel great about this?
We don't know if that's the case, and I can't see FTR losing. I can't see FTR losing to anybody right now. I just can't see it.
I am telling you right now.
Well, we're going to have to wait and see. But now let's get into the match between Alba Fire versus Sonya Deville with Toxic Attraction coming by their side. Toxic interrupts Alba. They hold her. They shit on her. They beat the shit out of her. She ends up holding her own, though, with a bat. Mandy Rose would come on out, and then, of course, Alba Fire would defend herself. Jay, I didn't even know what the fuck happened in this match. Was there a winner, or was there just a straight interference?
It was a whole lot of nothing but a nice pump kick by Sonya Deville, and that was about it. Fire grabbed the bat, started whacking all the girls. Mandy Rose made her return appearance, which
she looked fantastic. That was a 5-star.
That's enough I got to say about that. Yeah. And she came out and she cut a promo, and she was getting attacked by the bat, and Fire was holding the bat on her throat, and she managed to get out the ring. It's just another stepping stone. We all know Fire sucks.
Isn't Saturday the 1 year? 1 year as champ, right?
I am not entirely sure.
Halloween Havoc. She won it. She won it at Halloween Havoc. So this is 1 year championship run over here.
Oh, then kudos.
She still needs another 250 days or something like that to beat fucking Shayna Baszler's run, but, you know, she's getting there. We'll see. Now we're going to get an interview with Jay Lethal and Darby Allin. They're both just talking a bunch of shit. Jay Lethal wants a rematch. He says, I can beat you anytime, anywhere. Darby says, you want a rematch? I'll beat you again and then again and again, because you're just going to keep asking for rematches because you're a little bitch, and I'm just going to keep beating you. And then JT Dutt says, I know your weakness. Darby then attacks Dutt, and then, of course, Lethal beats down Darby Allin, traps him underneath a steel gate, applies the figure 4. Darby could be seriously hurt here. He could be seriously hurt here. Gilch, did you like this setup for another match between Lethal and Darby Allin?
I kind of like the exchange. I like the lowering the fence on it. It wasn't terrible.
It looked a lot like a TNA kind of segment.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah, TNA in the house right there. Taz Excalibur on commentary. I don't think JR was in the building tonight. I didn't notice him.
Thank God.
So it was just Taz and Excalibur. And you know what? I kind of liked the commentary tonight with a 2-man format. I mean, there were people that hopped on and off commentary like Regal and all that, but the majority of the commentary was just Taz and Excalibur, and Tony Schiavone too sometimes got in there, but Tony Schiavone's all over the fucking building. I don't think
There's just too many fucking...
I want to see how many steps... I want to see his you know how our phones and our smartwatches have that app to know how many steps you take? I need to know how many steps Tony Schiavone is taking every Wednesday or Tuesday night on Dynamite. Well, at least this week, Tuesday night. Now we're going to be in the ring, and I don't even know if we should get into this right now, because out of everything that happened tonight, this next segment absolutely devoured my notes section. Okay? Because we got a very long, very genuine, probably very real story and promo. This is reality being used to entertain everybody. And nobody does it better than one guy, and his name is Maxwell Jacob Friedman. And he is absolutely better than you, and you know it. I don't even know if I could read this whole thing right now. It would kill so much time. Let's just go right to Gilch. Gilch, what did you think of the promo? MJF.
It's fucking great.
William Regal.
I mean, absolutely great. If I had to take a guess, I would say I have no doubt that that's real. It was fucking... I didn't even want to give it 5 stars. It was fucking 6 stars. It was phenomenal.
Is this his best promo of his career?
I don't know. I love the Punk promo when he suckered him in with the chain, bleeding, wiping the blood on his shirt. That, to me, that might have been one of his best ones. This was fucking great. This was just as great. It was just as real as like the Punk shit when he was talking about when he was a kid and he left wrestling. It you know, like we always say, the best promos mix like reality and pro wrestling. This was, I mean, a lot more reality, and I fucking loved it.
I mean, the only thing that really stuck out to me in this whole promo, though, is at the end, when Regal told him if an email is what it took to get you to this place, then you had it easy, sunshine. You had it easy. You mastered something where, we spent so much time where I told you need to get good at this and practice at this so people could take notice of you when you grab a microphone. You're 26, incredible talent. Before you were born, I was insulting Mr. Schiavone over there, but I would never lay a hand on him. You should never put your hand on someone like Mr. Schiavone. And then Regal goes on to say, you have not done anything to prove yourself to me. And this would come into play later in the night. And, we'll get into that later. But Regal and him have a great chemistry now going. I love it. Because,
it's great. I'll just throw this out there, too. Like, we've been talking for a while. When's he cashing in? I know we were talking. I know Jay was saying, like, I think both of you guys were saying, save it for a pay-per-view. You were thinking it was going to be like a cash-in when Moxley's down and out, which I thought would have been okay, the heel, the whole heel and the easy way, but it looks like that they're going to book this guy to wrestle Moxley and fucking beat Moxley 1, 2, 3 is what it looks like.
Yeah, I mean, I had an idea that the tease was coming, and I appreciated the tease of the cash-in, but it definitely didn't go down the way they had planned. He was going to come out and tease, but you could tell, we'll get into that later because that's in the main event, but all in all, Regal put him in his place and made him really say, you hire people to do your work. You need a ring to knock people out. Basically saying, don't take any shortcuts. You want to be the devil? Beat anyone who stands in front of you. Show everyone you're the devil or go whine and cry some more. Regal says you still have a lot to prove. And that really stuck with MJF and resonated with him. And I think the whole promo was real, and it was definitely a shoot. MJF had no idea what Regal was going to tell him, and I think Regal had no idea what MJF was going to say. He probably had an idea, but this whole thing comes from an email that, when they first met, Regal basically told MJF, you're good, you got talent, all this shit. Every month, send me a promo, send me a match, every month. And then eventually, he told him, hey man, I'm too busy now. I'm too busy because I'm dealing with the best superstars in the world. And right now, you don't have what it takes, kid. You're 19. Come back to me when you're one of the greatest in the world, and then we can talk, And this, of course, lit a fire under MJF's ass. And knowing William Regal, he probably did that shit on purpose because he knew he couldn't hire him because he was too young. So he said, let me talk some shit to him and really piss him off, and let's see what he does. Because sometimes pissing someone off can be the best motivation, the only motivation you need. Jay, what did you think in this promo?
It's a lot
Was it the best? Was it the best?
To me, no, but I'll make it short and sweet. It's a 5-star for me. I have a lot of mixed feelings about this. I'm still praying on my knees every night that he turns and stay and always be heel, not turn face. Because if he turns babyface, I will hate Tony Khan and I will probably not like watching MJF no more. So I'm still going to take the accountability that's going to happen because guess what? It always happens. So, and Regal will be a nice twist to the cake. But overall, it's a shoot promo, like you said. Everything was legit. Everything was real. Pat Buck and Brian Myers, if y'all watching, y'all should be really thrilled. Your boy really gave you a nice shout-out. It gave the school a shout-out. And now more people and more eyeballs will be involved. And when that recruitment class comes every year, it will grow a lot bigger. So shout-out to that. So, this was legit. It was from the bottom. I'm not going to say that email was bullshit. Let's face it, it wasn't. But overall, it had Regal kind of stumped, right? He was just smiling most of the time, and I think at certain points he didn't really know what to say.
I think Regal was just taking it all in and letting him get it all off his chest before he even said one word.
And it came out well. And it came out well. And it came out good. And it came out 5-star for me.
Regal is a class act because you put any other guy in the ring like that, they might not let that kid go off for like 10 minutes the way he did. You put The Rock in there, put Stone Cold in there, Triple H in there, Kurt Angle, whoever the fuck. They might not handle that the same exact way. William Regal is a class act for letting that kid do his thing naturally, organically, and then respond. Not interrupt, not cut him off. Because I'm sure there was points where he was like, maybe getting agitated, but he held it in, like the gentleman that he is. And William Regal's fantastic. That was a 5-star segment, without a doubt. Like when that happened, pretty much NXT was like on pause. I mean, I unfortunately I couldn't pause it, so it wasn't on pause. So I'm going to have to go to Jay right now for what the fuck happened with this locker room brawl between Wesley and Oro Mensah. Because all I saw was them talking, and then there was a big brawl. What happened there?
They were ready for the match. It's going to be a tag match, and all of a sudden, Mello and Williams gets in there, and they start bashing them to the lockers and everything, and get a break. And that will lead into a match.
So Mello would steal the spot in the match.
Well, it wasn't really a clean match. Mensah had a few little botches, especially with the head scissors that he tried to get off Mello. But overall, Mello had the 1-2-3 with the springboard leg drop. That was it. Williams didn't do much because, let's face it, he doesn't know how to wrestle.
Carmelo Hayes and Trick Williams versus Wesley. And whatever the fuck.
Mello did the cold breaker on Mensah, followed by the springboard, and that was it. 1-2-3. So it was a clean match, and then all of a sudden everybody came out from the competitors of the ladder match this Saturday, and they all threw this. Even your boy Frazier did a nice cross body. Everybody was. Wagner had a big boot. Everybody came out and just started batting a brawl.
Schism had a promo. Was it worth a shit? I missed it for sure. I saw it, but I missed it.
Yeah, it's just basically
same shit.
Grimes out the world, and we're gonna prove it tonight, and it just leads to the match.
What do you fucking do? Here's more shots of William Regal and MGF. My pick for best segment of the night. Great fucking segment.
But not the best of MGF, though.
No, but we're talking about tonight. No, definitely not the best of MGF. Braun Breaker interview. More of the same? Anything special there?
Well, this is great because it tells us that Kevin Owens is going to be on NXT. So I liked it because I thought that was pretty cool, and that's a main event. So I thought that was awesome. And it basically Breaker say he's ready. It doesn't matter who stands in his way, and he's going to prove it tonight when he comes out for the show. So,
Gilch, did you think MJF was going to attack William Regal?
At first, yes. As they got deeper into it, no. No, I didn't think it was.
Yeah, I didn't think he was, but I liked the whole fucking thing. I thought at the end of the night there was a chance William Regal was going to do something to somebody else. I'll get into that in a little bit. But first, let's get into the KO show, which they're advertising, just like Jay mentioned later tonight. We're going to get the KO show with Braun Breaker, Dragunov, and McDonough. And you got to admit, WWE pulled out all the stops for NXT tonight. You got Rhea Ripley, you got Shinsuke Nakamura, you got Kevin Owens, and you got Raquel Rodriguez. Am I missing anybody, or was there someone else there from WWE, Jay?
I think you got everybody.
No. There's Finn Balor, there was Dom, and Damian Priest, Judgment Day.
It didn't do nothing.
It doesn't matter. They were there.
And you should.
Now we're going to get a match real quick. Cameron Grimes and the OC versus the Schism. Both teams got their shots in, but it seemed like this is going to be a WWE night, and I can't see the Schism walking away with the win here. I saw something special between Cameron Grimes and Joe Gacy tonight. I actually think they have real good chemistry. OC and Grimes pick up the win. OC looking for more cash for Grimes. This was the best part of that match. Once the match was over, they were trying to find more cash on Grimes' body. They're looking for more cash. They want more money. That's the only reason they're fucking here, man. They want the money. Jay, what'd you see in this match?
Just a nice move by the Schism when they did the rock the cradle sit down powerbomb. That Gacy just basically grabbed the guy midair and just sat them down for the powerbomb. That's basically the move of the night in that match. But overall, it was just a bunch of strikes and kicks by Grimes. And then, Grimes really didn't do much. He just had a top row crossbody. Didn't really do some high-flying stuff tonight. Basically, I personally feel the OC are done. I think they're slow. I told you we brought it back because they're workers and we need workers in the tag team division, and I will put them up against Alpha Academy any day of the week, and I'll take them over Alpha Academy, no offense. But overall, they look slow. Gallows looks slow with that twisting push, trying to be M. Bison. He did it again tonight. I don't know why he's doing stuff like that. His kick, he missed the... There was a botch. Basically, he was supposed to kick the guy, but the Schism guy in the white, I don't know his name, basically was supposed to be on cue and wasn't. So when Gallows went for the kick, he had to basically pause and bring it down, and then he had to do it again. And basically, Vic Joseph, which, by the way, Booker T, you are absolutely horrible on commentating. And tonight just proves you do not want to be next to Vic Joseph. So this guy got to go. And that's it. Basically,
you know who would be a better commentator on NXT, bro? Fucking JBL, bro. After last night, I want more JBL in my life, bro. JBL is a fuck. Did you see his promo last night, Gilch? My God, what a beast, man. I mean, he came out there and showed all those rookies in the back how it's done, all right? And he went hard, and I really appreciated it. Real quick, we're going to just go over the video package of Chris Jericho and the Ring of Honor Championship match with Dalton Castle coming up. They showed all the former Ring of Honor champions. Cody Rhodes was on AEW. We see Seth Rollins on AEW. Kevin Owens is on AEW. CM Punk on AEW. Samoa Joe's on AEW. Jerry Lynn's on AEW. My God. Jay Lethal. You know, Adam Page. I'm sorry, not Adam Page. Adam Cole, baby. Shout out to Adam Cole. I hope you're doing better, man. Hopefully Hangman's not going to be in the same boat tonight, which we'll get into a little bit. Claudio, Bryan Danielson. Ring of Honor's had a lot of champions. Jay, real quick, what do you think about Dalton Castle?
Guy knows how to make an entrance. Reminds me of Flair coming out strutting like he's the shit, and it proved it tonight.
All right, we're going to get into that match momentarily, but real quick, just more Chris Jericho here, the Ocho. The Ocho going to be defending that title tonight on Rampage, and we're going to find out if Dalton Castle is going to win his match against Chris Jericho as soon as we're back right here on Wrestling with Savage. Almost. And we're back. Wrestling with Savage, Dalton Castle. We're talking NXT. We're talking AEW. We're talking Halloween Havoc. We're talking MJF. We're talking about the Ocho, Chris Jericho. And he's going to be taking on Dalton Castle for the Ring of Honor World Championship. And Dalton Castle is also your Ring of Honor World 6-Man Tag Team Champion. Can't believe that's even a thing. I just want to say this real quick. I really feel like they need to make a decision sooner than later about Ring of Honor. Either give it its own fucking show or just send them fucking packing. Because those titles are taking away from your AEW titles. And you're taking away time from your AEW stars. So either give Ring of Honor their own show, okay? Or just send them packing. I don't know. Or just dissolve the whole fucking company.
I feel like Tony Khan's holding that whole library hostage right now. Like, release, yeah. Either let us know about a streaming deal, or I don't know, start releasing something.
That's funny you mentioned that, because I heard today that they said, I just heard a tweet from a certain somebody, basically said if you're an AEW fan, make sure you have HBO Max. That's what I'm hearing. HBO Max. AEW is going to get the full library on HBO Max. I mean, it's a win-win. HBO Max is a big-time fucking company, and AEW is going to have big-time content for a lot of hardcore wrestling fans. That might be 1 million new subscribers for HBO Max. They'll take it. They'll fucking take it. We're going to get an interview real quick with the Acclaimed and Billy Gunn. This Friday, it's going to be title versus trademark, and we're going to get back to scissoring because everyone loves the Acclaimed, and you want to cool us off, smart Mark, says Max Caster. No, we are hot forever, and on Friday night, we're going to stomp you in the nuts, and that's a mic drop. I'm not going to lie to you, I thought this was literally the weakest promo of Max Caster's career. I'm being honest. Out of everything, if you compare everything else he's ever said on a microphone, this by far is at the very end of the list. At least to me personally. Jay, did you hear the promo?
I'm going to tell you right now. This team will always be in bad booking from now on. That's it.
I hope that's not the case, but okay. Fair point. I respect your view. Gilch, what did you think in this promo? Maybe you're going to come to their defense.
It was short and sweet.
I don't know.
Listen to the bullshit match that you're talking about. Title.
You could tell he's way better.
Booking.
He's way better at rapping a promo than he is at talking. I mean, he was kind of exposed even last week or 2 weeks. When was it? Scissoring day? You know, like, Bowens was better than Caster at just talking on the microphone. Am I wrong? At least that night. That night. I don't know about every other night, but that night, Bowens was strong. I love the Acclaimed. I don't even care. Like Gilch said, short, sweet. I would have rather seen them wrestle on Dynamite, but we didn't get that at all. And they're going to be taking on the varsity athletes, Tony Nese. And what's that other guy's name? Tony Nese and who? I don't even fucking know. So many people. How can you keep up?
Josh
You're getting
Alexander.
old. No, it's not Josh Alexander. It's that other guy. He's good, though. I like him. I don't think it's Josh Alexander. Here's more pictures of the match right here between the Dyads, Schism, whatever the fuck, who cares? Now we're going to get a sit-down interview with Wheeler Yuta and Bryan Danielson. Danielson says it's never fun to lose a match, especially to Jericho. I have high hopes for Daniel Garcia. He can't be the next me, but he can surpass me from a technical standpoint. Wheeler's just watching this, and I thought this was weird, because Bryan Danielson is pretty much sucking off Daniel Garcia, and Yuta's just watching this like, what the fuck? And then he comes out and says, Wheeler says the best wrestler you ever seen? Don't you pay attention, Brian? He was just using you to get what he wants. He is a snake, and you did not see. I thought when I bled for this, it meant something. Claudio gets it, but I shouldn't have met my hero, because it does not mean anything to you, clearly. Okay, set up feud. Wheeler and Bryan. I can just see the demise of the Blackpool Combat Club. It's happening. William Regal is going to be working with MJF. He's going to screw Moxley. Bryan Danielson's going to break up Wheeler Yuta. Wheeler Yuta's going to go his own way. The only way Wheeler Yuta has a chance in hell to have a successful wrestling career is he needs to snap right now and go fucking heel. He needs to snap and go heel right now. I don't know. Because babyface, he can't cut I don't think he can cut a babyface promo, but I think he can cut a heel promo. We'll see. I don't know. What did you see in this, Coach?
Yeah. We all kind of have the same thoughts on Wheeler Yuta, and I think that could be the only way he could kind of revitalize his character a bit. Is like snap, go like lunatic heel, maybe
Over the top.
Yeah, I mean that's kind of the only chance I see. Otherwise, he's just slowly fading into mediocrity and AEW dark.
Because I've seen him wrestle live a few times, and he doesn't. He's not the reason they're popping when they come out. Because he's coming out with Claudio, he's coming out with Bryan Danielson, he's coming out with Moxley, he's coming out with Regal. So, and then when you see him come up by himself, he definitely ain't getting that Blackpool Combat Club pop. It's not there. I don't care what anybody says. I don't care how much Bully Ray says he loves Wheeler Yuta and how nice of a guy he is. Where's the pop? Where's the t-shirts? I've never seen anyone with a Wheeler useless t-shirt. No, never. Ever. Not once. Not at any of the shows I've gone to. Jay, you have any comments on this interview? Are you even excited to see Bryan Danielson versus Wheeler Yuta? Because that's where this is going, obviously.
I'm excited to see Wheeler Yuta leave AEW. I'm excited for that. Whenever that happens, let me know.
I could see him on Impact.
No.
No? Now we're going to get into the match for the Ring of Honor World Championship. Chris Jericho versus Dalton Castle. And like Jay mentioned, Dalton Castle can definitely make a hell of an entrance. He's super flamboyant. He reminds me more of Shawn Michaels, sadly, only because of how flamboyant. You know, like when Shawn Michaels started doing the whole Heartbreak Kid gimmick, you know, compared to every other superstar, it was out there. It was flamboyant. It was, you know, it was different. And his entrance really stands out. You know, it's not my favorite, but it stands out. And the presentation is fire. I have to give it to him. But all hail the Ocho. He's now coming out with Jake Hager, still wearing his purple hat. So far, this seems like a big-time gimmick match with silly spots, way too many chops. The Ocho was still looking sharp, though, going for the superplex that is countered, sending Jericho crashing hard for the front bump during the break. Big-time front bump off the top rope by Jericho. There was also a bad drop kick by Jericho, who was coming off the top rope. Lots of action for the picture-in-picture break. Dalton with a drop to Jericho's face on the ring apron. here's some advice. Never, ever, 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 whatever you do, touch Jake Hager's fucking hat. Because if you touch Jake Hager's hat, he is going to beat that ass. He's going to beat that ass bad. Dalton was actually wrestling a really good match, actually making a great run for his first showing. And his first match on Dynamite, representing Ring of Honor very well. Jericho and Aubrey Edwards were getting into it, almost cost him the match. Jericho ends up winning the match with a Judas effect. I actually liked the finish, because you didn't see it coming. Good finish. The Judas effect could have connected a little better, but I understand what they were trying to do. Jericho cuts the promo, all honor the Ocho. Jericho then says Ring of Honor commentators are done, the wrestlers are done. JAS goes to attack the Ring of Honor announcer, and then here comes Jerry Lynn to stop this, and then Jericho hits him with a fucking tombstone on the Ring of Honor title. Gilch, it's all you. Would you rate this match, and what'd you think of everything you saw?
I started losing interest midway through this match, sadly. Like you said, the kid Dalton Castle knows how to make an entrance. He can move. I didn't see a lot of chemistry between the two of them. I don't think they worked that well together. I don't know. I'll give it 2 stars. It just didn't do it for me. It really did.
Jay?
So yeah, I don't know what was the big hype about this guy. I don't even know why he was a world champion, because let's face it, he can't wrestle. He could just make great entrances, and that's what we saw tonight. You know where I got lost? When he started doing that trifecta, I don't know if those were gut-wrench suplexes, but they just looked bad. It didn't look good. How about the slowest head scissor I ever seen on the ring apron to throw the guy on the outside? Are you fucking kidding me? And Savage, you hit it on point with the shittiest dropkick I can see for Jericho. How can Tony Khan give a 51-year-old has-been an extension to 2025? Are you kidding me? So now I have to see a couple more years of this botches and freaking horrible matches and booking with Chris Jericho with Ring of Honor title that is just basically paper, right? You said it, Savage, there's too many belts and they're basically not treating it right. And then don't even get me started with Jerry Lynn and the shittiest tombstone pile driver I've ever seen in my fucking life. Did he not use his heels to just come down first before he hit his knees?
He looked like he was trying hard not to kill Jerry Lynn. That's what he looked like.
He did. And he used his heel and feet. Please watch it again. He used it before he even hit his knee. It just looked bad overall. I'm giving it 0.5 star.
Damn, 0.5 star. I'll give them a 2 for effort. It was all right. I had some fun with it. Real quick, there was an interview with Mackenzie Mitchell and Veer Mahan. She was asking him what he was whispering into Sanga's ears. He said, I whispered what I needed to whisper. And then Sanga comes out and says, I'm going to start listening, brother. So this is great. I'm happy with this. It's going in the right direction. They're going to obviously be a tag team again, or maybe Veer's going to be Sanga's manager. I don't know. But we're also going to get a video package hyping up the upcoming tag team championship match between Nikita Lyons and Zoe Starks versus Caden Carter and Katana Chance. And then this leads into the contract signing. And they say this is the opportunity we've been waiting for. We're going to prove you two wrong, thinking that we're not a tag team. Carter and Chance say next week, you will see that you ain't ready. Whoop-de-fucking-do. Stupid contract signing. I don't even think it was fucking necessary. Waste of fucking TV time. Dalton, in the end, I think he made a strong showing tonight for his first match. I'd actually like to see more. I don't think he's a terrible wrestler, but I also don't think he's a great wrestler. But he's got some parts of the thing right, so I'm willing to give him another chance.
I'm going to say here, he reminds me of an upgrade version of Adam Rose. I'm sorry. He does. I'm sorry. I said it.
That's not that far off, man.
This is what I see. I see silly shit.
That's not
what we call
far
these
off,
little
man.
fairies, the boys. Is that what we call them?
Boys, I don't know.
Christ.
Anyway, this Saturday night at Halloween Havoc, you're going to have an ambulance match between Julius Creed versus Damon Kemp. This is probably actually going to be a good match. There's a picture of Booker T and Vic over there on NXT commentary. Booker looks absolutely fucking lost. He has no business there. Get Booker T. Hashtag get Booker off NXT ASAP. Now we get to interview Julius Creed and Damon Kemp. Julius says the pressure is a privilege. This was his best line of the night. Pressure is a privilege. Great line. Damon Kemp says Julius is arrogant loser who's jealous of him. Julius says you are a thirsty clout chaser. Kemp and Julius cutting a decent back and forth interview, actually. And it's not a match. It's not a fight. Julius says it's an eradication of a cancer that you are. Good line as well. I like this interview. Did you like it, Jay? The back and forth?
Not really, because Kemp can't talk, but...
This guy doesn't like anything, Gilch. Only Roxanne, Cora Jade, and Grayson Wheeler.
Can't talk.
And he likes one other guy, and I can't wait to talk about this match, Gilch. I cannot wait to talk about this match. Oh, it's going to be good.
Doesn't listen.
We're going to get into it. Now we're back to the Ocho right here. Here's the Ocho getting into it with Aubrey Edwards. Here's the Ocho picking up the fucking win. German suplex that he gave to Chris Jericho. I'll give that. That looked okay. And then this whole sequence at the end was beautiful with the fucking punches, and all of a sudden Jericho comes out of nowhere with the Judas effect, gets the big fucking win. Tombstone on Jerry Lynn. You can't beat this shit. Jericho is the Ocho, and he is the greatest Ring of Honor champion of all time. Without a doubt, in my mind. There's nobody better than Chris Jericho in Ring of Honor. Ever. Never. Not CM Punk. Not Danielson. Not
Nigel
Seth.
McGuinness.
Not even close. Chris
Nigel
Jericho.
McGuinness is the greatest.
Chris Jericho might be the greatest human being walking the face of the earth right now. All right, shut the fuck up. Don't ever disrespect the Ocho, you son of a bitch.
Nigel McGuinness. I'm not. I'm just saying a fact.
All right.
Nigel McGuinness is the greatest Ring of Honor.
All right. Now it's time to talk about who's going to be the host of Halloween Havoc this Saturday. And guess what? We finally find out it's going to be Shotzi. She comes out, says this Saturday will be the most terrifying night in WWE history. And then out comes Zion Quinn, says he can co-host. And then, of course, Quincy Elliott has to come on and says there's no need. There's no need. You need a super diva to host this event. As much as I would love to see Zion Quinn in a cute little costume, Shotzi says, let's up the stakes for your match coming up. Whoever wins will get the ghoulish glory of being my co-host at Halloween Havoc. Zion tries to get the advantage, and Elliott sends Zion flying out of the ring. And finally, at this point, ladies and gentlemen, it was a rare moment in the night. We had a commercial on both shows, and a big smile came over my face as I ran to the fucking refrigerator to get a fucking beverage, because I was dying. Because it was just non-stop fucking wrestling. If it wasn't AEW, it was NXT. Oh, man, this shit had me pumping tonight. Let's get into the match, though, real quick. I believe, oh, no, we're still seeing it. Chris Jericho. There's the tombstone on Jerry Lynn. Beautiful tombstone. I'm okay with it. I don't care if it looked like shit. It's a 50-year-old tombstoning a 50-year-old. I'll fucking take it. I'll fucking take it. He's the Ocho, man. He does no wrong. We get a quick video package.
That pick was no wrong?
No wrong, not at all. It was shitty, but it was still right because it's Chris Jericho. If it was somebody else, it'd be really bad. But because it was Chris Jericho, it's okay. It's doable. We get a video package of Christian and Jungle Boy and Lucha fucking Source, and I can't believe we're still even going with this. I thought this was over. Didn't he just get his ass kicked? Isn't it over? Gilch, it's not over. What did you think of this video package? How excited were you? Like, it just made you want to buy a Luchasaurus t-shirt right away, right?
Oh, my bad. Are we still on the air?
Yeah, unfortunately. Yeah, we're almost done, though.
Fucking hell. Yeah, that's what I believe about this. It's not over yet?
No, we got Luchasaurus, all this shit. Upcoming matches coming up. Bunch of bullshit. There's Christian Cage, Lucha. This storyline's going, but let's get back into NXT, unfortunately. We're going to have a match between Zion Quinn and Quincy Elliott. Elliott pretty much just shitting on Zion Quinn, and he will be your co-host at Halloween Havoc. Zion, I thought he was actually going to hit his finish, but Quincy was just too big, and Zion Quinn's back gave out on him. Quincy hits the bonsai drop and picks up the win. Shotzi celebrates with Quincy Elliott slapping his ass, and for some reason, Hank, the security guard, is at ringside. Fuck him, too. This whole thing was a fucking shit show. I don't care what you thought about it, Jay. Zion Quinn lost. He's a fucking loser. Quincy Elliott's a loser. This Friday, Rampage, The Acclaim versus Varsity
My partner
Athletes.
doesn't like it.
Penelope Ford versus Willow Nightingale. Preston Vance versus Roosh. Hook versus Ari Davari. Swerve in Our Glory versus FTR next week on Dynamite. Riho versus Jamie Hayter next week on Dynamite. Chris Jericho, Daniel Garcia versus Claudio and Wheeler on Dynamite. That should be interesting. We'll see if Bryan Danielson gets involved. Actually, no. Bryan Danielson's going to be busy fighting Sammy Guevara. That should actually be a fire match, Gilch, next Wednesday. I would love to see that match live. Sammy Guevara versus Bryan Danielson. I'm praying we actually get a 30-minute match.
I'll tell you what.
I'd like it.
Happy for all the TV time that Willow Nightingale is getting because she seems like a very hard worker, but the fact that she's getting all this TV time just shows you the state of the division over there.
Yeah. Here's the only screenshot I could get, man, because there was so much happening, guys. Here's the screenshot of Jade Cargill leaving the interview. I missed it completely. Gilch, is there anything we need to know about that interview from Jade Cargill? I missed it completely.
No, she got mad at the baddies because they didn't recover her title. She's like, where's the title? Where's the title? And then they're like, oh, we heard it's going to be there Friday, and we'll get yada yada. And that was pretty much it.
Well, she said she'll hold the whole show hostage.
Right.
She says she's going to hold the whole show hostage. Now we're going to get the main event for AEW. Hangman versus Jon Moxley. Both of them coming out. Hangman was not going to wait for Moxley to come out. He was going to attack him in the ring. Here's some more shots right there. Quincy Elliott picking up the win against useless Zion fucking Quinn. Taking an L again. Hangman, there he is, attacking Jon Moxley. Alright, I like Zion, but they shitting on him right now. I don't know why. But there's Jon Moxley and Hangman Adam Page. They're going at it in the audience. They're beating the shit out of each other. He hits a suplex on the cement. We go to break. Back from break. Mox is busted open, of course, right? Not even 5 minutes, he's busted open. Hangman is kicking his ass, punching him on top of the steel stairs. Mox looks done already. MJF is looming somewhere. I didn't really see him a lot, so I'm thinking, okay, cash in perhaps. I'm wondering, is he going to be in ring gear, though? I don't know. Hangman maintains early control with more suplexes and kicks to the back. Mox counters, locks in the figure four in the middle of the ring to kill some time. Hangman does his best to grab the head of Mox and make him bleed even more. Good selling here and a nice match so far. Good pace, scrappy looking, not a choreographed piece of shit like we're used to seeing. I like more of these scrappy matches that look more like a fight than a wrestling match sometimes. Mox now eating chops from Hangman in each corner, but Mox turns Hangman around, starts chopping the shit out of him. Hangman with a nice fall-away slam, and Mox then catches him with the diamond cutter that looked beautiful. It looked just as good as Randy's, if not better. I'll give it to him. Sick fall-away slam from Hangman to Mox. Hangman is hurt. Refs stop the match. Mox is declared your winner, and he does not look pleased. Taz seems very upset on commentary, like he wants to talk about what's going on in the ring, and not all the upcoming matches that Excalibur is going into. They want to go into the ring on camera, but they can't because they're still getting Hangman out of the ring. Mox says, I hope and pray that Cowboy Adam Page recovers 100%. I hope he can walk and talk and play with his baby and come perform for all of you. This is a dangerous game we play, and you got to put it all on the line every single time you come out to the ring. And since I'm on live television, I saw a kid who was talking a lot of shit. I usually let him talk his shit, but tonight, MJF, if you want to prove just who in the hell you are, get your little suburban ass out here and prove who you are. We're going to pause there. Gilch, going to you first. What did you think of the match? The results? Just give it to me, man. Everything.
Match was okay. I was just looking forward the whole time, just waiting to see if he was going to come out. When he did, started taking the shirt off, I said to myself, he's leaving the ring. There's no way he's doing this, and I thought that was done very well. Overall, it was good, man. The match itself was okay. Hoping Hangman's okay. Almost kind of feel like somebody told me they thought that might have been an audible after he got hurt, but I don't think they were booking Hangman to beat Moxley in his fucking hometown, especially since they've had Hangman like pretty much stay a face, right? Even when he's not getting the pop from the crowd, he never really turns. I hope he's okay, man. We're definitely not the biggest fans in the ring, me and Jay. But never want to see a fucking guy get hurt like that. I watched the replay like twice, and
I was looking for it too. It's hard to see, man.
Yeah. I mean, the only thing I could think is maybe he connected with the neck. Maybe like the way he went into him when he hit him. Maybe Hangman didn't take it the right way. Maybe the neck was exposed.
Dude, he might have just hit his head in the mat and got knocked out.
That's possible too, I guess. Yeah.
Because they said unconscious. The last report I read was that Hangman was unconscious, and that's why they had to take their time getting him out of the ring, because he couldn't get out himself. He was knocked the fuck out. Probably had a concussion. Probably going to go on concussion protocol.
Yeah, the only thing to me that made it more like, oh, guys hurt, big deal. The thing that made it like a big thing to me is Taz was fucking shook.
Yes. Because nobody wants to see that. Nobody wants to see a guy that can't walk out of the ring himself. It's not a good look. It's not a good look for the company. And of course, all these guys are friends, most of them in the back. You know, they build relationships over the years. You don't want to see your friend get hurt. And, you know, especially when he's just getting started. He's young still, Hangman. Yeah. Jay hates cowboy shit. But I bet you even Jay doesn't want to see Hangman Adam Page get hurt. We don't want to see any of these guys really get hurt. Maybe beat up a little bit, but not hurt. God damn. But real quick, before we get back into AEW, and I'll break it down for you what happened when MJF would come out eventually. There's the pictures right there of Zion Quinn taking the L to Quincy Elliott, and then we're going to get a segment for Chase U. Thea says, I can't believe I let Kiana James beat me. Mr. Chase is sure that, you know, he can try to get another match. She's going off. And then he says, let's look back at Halloween Havoc. They show us pictures of Hulk Hogan versus Ric Flair. He says his personal favorite is Ray versus Eddie Guerrero. With the good comes the bad. They show us the picture of the Yeti from WCW Halloween Havoc back in the day. And then Chucky's back on TV one more time. Says, is this the infamous Chase U? More like the Mickey Mouse Club. Brody then goes hard on Chucky. Chucky says, I'll slash your beeping off. And now that's a teachable moment. Whoop-de-fucking-do. We get a segment, contract signing from Pretty Deadly and Anolfe and Blade for the NXT Tag Team Championships. Who gives a shit? I don't give a shit. I really don't give a shit. Did any of you give a shit about anything I just said? All right, Jay, break it down because I missed this match completely, obviously, for obvious reasons, because MJF's more important to me than Raquel Rodriguez versus Cora Jade. I did see the match, but I couldn't hear the commentary. From what I saw in the match, Cora Jade looked fantastic, and it looked like she took the loss. I'm not 100% sure. I got a couple of things. I thought, let's see, Jade doing her best to avoid Raquel at all costs, gets a cheap kick in. Raquel laughs it off and then begins ass-kicking. Big Irish whips into the turnbuckle, sold very well by Jade. And I said earlier, just calling this out, Ripley versus Raquel at WrestleMania one day, mark my words. No idea what happened here. Jay, fill us in on the rest of the match. There it is. It's in the notes.
Well, afterwards, there was a bunch of taunting by both women just how the match started, and all of a sudden, Raquel snapped and got the stick and started whooping Cora Jade. And it looked great, and she took the hits well. And that's what I've been telling you, Savage, since day one, since Cora Jade has landed with the skateboarder and her punk babyface, that she could sell as great as any woman. I put any WWE woman roster right now, and Cora Jade could be right there on their level. She is great at selling. She sold it tonight. But overall, this wasn't really a match. It was just a bunch of, like you said, strong Irish whips and kicks. It's basically testing Cora Jade. I feel like she truly passed. So it's a 2 for me because it's just not a match.
Okay. I agree with you. Here's some more screenshots of the Hangman Mox match. The match was good. It was good all the way up until when he got hurt. I was having fun with the match. The match was on pace to be a high-star match. I don't know about 5-star or anything like that. 3.5, 4-star. They were having a good outing, though. And Hangman looked decent. It could have been a 3. It could have been a 3 if it would have had a finish.
Is it my turn?
No, not yet.
No, not yet. Oh,
all right.
Okay.
Because we got to get into MJF. MJF comes out. He comes out basically says, when I cash in, I want you 100%. When I beat you clean, there is not a goddamn question that I am better than you, and you know it. I'm cashing my chip in at full gear. For the first time in my miserable life, I'm going to earn it. Mox says, we can't even get a mic to work. This show is going downhill. Only thing you earned is my fist going straight up your ass, and I'm going to turn your head purple, and it's going to pop off like a Pez dispenser. You earned a date with the best wrestler in the world, and I'm going to make you an example and show the whole world getting in the ring with me is dangerous as hell. Go for it, Jay.
This is cowboy shit, because that's what I saw tonight. I have told you every Moxley match, how does it start? Jumpstart from the outside. We see Adam Page in the chair. Boom, we kick right there. Then they go. But I will give credit where credit's due. Hangnail Adam Page was not a have a nail when he was on top of the crowd and he did that moonsault. Actually looked pretty nice. So I will give it what credit's due. And I did like the dead eye spot on the ring apron. That was a good spot too. But besides those 2 spots, this match was a typical Moxley Plummer match. And it looked exactly like it was. Sloppy with blood within the first 5 minutes. And then more blood. And then what other thing we've seen besides Adam Nail Page doing impressive moves like the top rope all the way slam? Overall, look. Was I happy the match stopped? Yes. Was I kind of happy he was injured? Yes. I don't like this cowboy shit. I'm sorry. I told you guys, I hate this guy. He's a bad worker. He's a bad promo guy. But hey, if he got injured, I don't think it's that much of a serious neck thing. Probably just the concussion protocol like you guys talked about. But overall, this match was truly the shits of shits. I was disappointed. I was waiting for a heel turn, as you mentioned earlier, Savage with Regal. I was waiting for that. I was just dying for it. Because my mind is still going to be on that just for the fact that Bryan Danielson and Wheeler Yuta are kind of having a situation. So it's kind of breaking everything. And hopefully this combat
I think it's going to lead up to Full Gear. Right? We're seeing, I think, the full heel turn.
But I would love to see it. If I don't see it, I'm sorry, Gilch. I will be a disappointed NJ fan. I don't think he's great babyface, even though he could pull off both. But he's better as a heel. So I'm going to give this match exactly what it deserves. A 1. Okay? And that's just the fact that both of these guys are not great workers, even if the match was a stop. You cannot tell me, even if he was not injured, this match was going into a 3-star. It wasn't.
Well, I don't know. I never got to see the match get finished, but I'm going to give you my final thought on the match. MJF, all that. This Saturday, Halloween Havoc, you're going to see the NXT North American Championship, Carmelo Hayes, Oro Mensah, Wesley, Von Wagner, Nathan Frazier. You're going to see Dragunov versus Braun Breaker versus JD McDonough, which could easily be match of the fucking month, if not the year. Those guys are capable of killing it. Here's the pictures of Hangman knocked the fuck out, hurt. You saw that clothesline. I gotta really watch it again, but I'm thinking he just hit his head on the mat and got clocked out, and that's it. And that's the way it goes sometimes. Just like Mox says, this is a dangerous game, and every time you get in the ring, you do take a risk, and you never know what's gonna fucking happen. We never like to see anybody get knocked the fuck out. There's a picture of Taz, just like Gilch said. Taz looks legitimately shook in this screenshot that I'm showing right now. He looks legitimately shook. Tony Schiavone doesn't look happy. Excalibur doesn't even know what to fucking say. You could tell 100% that this stoppage 100% disrupted the entire show. They didn't know where to go. Tony probably was in Excalibur's ear and said, yo, just start talking about upcoming matches. Just fucking do something. There's Moxley. He's calling out MJF. MJF does come out with a chip in his hand. We're thinking he's going to cash in. He starts to take off his fucking clothes. And I thought William Regal and MJF gave it away when MJF, A, didn't attack somebody that was talking down to him. And then B, William Regal just straight up tells everybody, I am a villain. I am a villain. And he's a villain who's in a babyface faction right now. So, I mean, how long can that last? I could definitely see William Regal and MJF making a lot of money together over the next couple of years. William Regal is...
It's funny how we go into this storyline, but they totally did not explain anything about the Firm storyline. But they were going that route. Isn't that funny?
Well, I don't know what happened with the Firm. I don't know if they just wanted to pull the trigger,
we'll never know,
or if it was just a one-off. Like he just used them to get the chip, and that was that. And they're garbage.
Oh, it was more than a one-off. We saw him on TV a few times. It was more than a one-off.
We've also seen him tell Stokely he's already got 2 strikes.
My whole point is, it's just bad booking.
He got 2 strikes.
That's it. I'm sorry. It's just bad booking. It's bad. Sorry.
Anyway, I knew the match wasn't going to happen. He rolled out of the ring. He took his fucking chip. He grabs a mic, goes over to commentary, grabs a mic, tells everybody I'm going to do it the right way. I thought it ended strong. He looks great. He's got a great physique. And now we have time to build a real program. From now till November, we have a whole month of MJF, Moxley, build it up,
right.
Get some intrigue. At least they're doing that part right.
We have a whole month of a guy who's a champion that drags a chair with him so he can sit his ass down to make a spot for Adam Nail Page. Yeah, that's the guy we want to watch every week. Yeah, you're right.
Well, we're going to hopefully fix that with MJF, but NXT's going to close out with a KO show. You got Kevin Owens, JD McDonough, Braun Breaker, and Dragunov in the ring. talking some shit. And the best part of all of this was when Theory, Gil probably didn't know this, Theory came out at the end of NXT and held up his Money in the Bank briefcase, hinting that he's going to cash in on Saturday at Halloween fucking Havoc. And that would be fucking awesome. I'd be okay with that.
He's losing that briefcase in a match to Gargano.
It's a possibility. It is a possibility. Did you hear today that The Rock says he has discussed becoming a WWE executive with Nick Khan? Jay, did you hear about this?
Yeah, but I don't think he should do it.
Oh, if he's not going to be the president of the United States, you got to do something, right?
He could do movies. Cool
234? I don't know. The Rock is the man, though. I don't care what happens. Well, anyway, guys, that's been NXT. That's been AEW. So real quick, Gilch, obviously, you're picking AEW for the winner tonight. Who do you think won the ratings war, in my honest opinion? In your honest opinion.
AEW, but probably not by like the tremendous margin that you might think.
And Jay, who are you going with for the show of the night? And then who do you think won the ratings?
Look,
we already
my
know
heart
the answer. NXT, yeah.
My heart says NXT, but I know it's not going to be NXT just because of the main event. So
I'm actually going to give the show of the night to NXT as well, only because there was more surprises on NXT, and I knew exactly what was going to happen. But the best...
I think everybody should have watched the KO show.
The best overall segment of the night, overall, if I have to pick one, is definitely MJF and William Regal. They absolutely killed that TV time. 30 minutes of just great talking and promos, and they showed you how to do it. Anyway, boys, this has been Wrestling with Savage. Gilch, Jay, thank you so much for joining us. Shout out to Dave. We're glad you're back home, safe in Texas. I will be back probably Monday night for Raw. We might be back tomorrow night. Jay, real quick, I wanted to discuss this with you. And Gilch, if you guys want, tomorrow, 10 o'clock, 10:30, Mount Rushmore, finally.
Solid. Keep it to an hour.
Under an hour, maybe 45 minutes.
I'm down.
Okay. All right. So tomorrow night, you heard it here first. Tomorrow night, Mount Rushmore Professional Wrestling, live right here on Wrestling with Savage. Everybody have a good night, and God bless.
And I just want to say, you are listening to Wrestling with Savage, the best podcast in the history of podcasts.
Max Caster, your future AEW champion. Fucking man.
Yeah.
Pedigree, 1, 2, 3, project you live as a champ. A last ride straight to hell, a tombstone, a choke slam. Here to give it to you raw. This is Wrestling with Savage. Smackdown, hold the title. This is Wrestling with Savage. What?
Wrestling with Savage begins now.